Hello, I am back with a new video and I am very excited because I have finally finished my 2025 setup for this year. And I think I went a little haywire this year to compare to last year. This is 2025, like all of this. If I compare 2024, this is 2024. So I have a Sterling ink planner. I did use my Passport traveler's notebook, but I have this, and then I have a commonplace notebook, and I have another commonplace notebook, and a brainstorms notebook. So I think this is more. I definitely think this is more. Nonetheless, I'm very excited and I'm very happy because I didn't make any excuses. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna buy everything I want. You know, who cares? Who cares? I'm just gonna get everything that I think that I might need. And that's exactly what I did. Nonetheless, I'm very excited. So let's go ahead and get started. I have set up all of my planners already. All of them have the tabs. Everything has been organized because it takes a lot of time to organize these and to set these up. Not only am I writing things, I'm planning different things. I'm putting knickknacks inside. It's a little complicated of a process in my opinion. And to film it all would be devastating for you. So I've decided to do everything off of camera and only show you the end result. I think for me, when I watch these kind of videos, it's for inspiration. It's all about finding new ideas to add to my own collection of ideas. Nonetheless, let's go ahead and get started. I do have several components. I think I'll do a detailed video eventually, but for now we'll just do an overview of these. Nonetheless, let's get started. Now, the first part of my setup is my Passport. This is my everyday carry. It has my wallet, my cards, and additional nicks and knacks that I need while I'm out and about. I have showed this on my channel before. It's nothing new. Nonetheless, on the inside, you have a wallet insert that I found on Etsy. Basically, it houses change in here for when I'm paying in cash. And then I have a wallet insert that I made myself, which is made out of paper. It has card slots and then a wallet or a cash pocket here, and that closes with some page fasteners to keep everything organized. And then it comes with a basic notebook that I write notes or whatever need be. And then towards the end, it's the other side of that paper wallet. It's got a little bit of pockets. Nonetheless, it's nothing new. It's the same thing I've been using for 2024. It's just going to continue with me till 2025. The next is this. This is actually a travel journal that I made myself with a bit of scrap leather that I had. I wanted to give it a shot. I was like, you know what? I want to mess around. I want to try new things. I'm gonna, explore different hobbies in life. And I really like the idea of messing around with leather. I find it quite satisfying. Now, the reason why I also made this is because this is the first year I'll be using an A6 size. And I was like, if I don't like an A6 size, and I buy a cover, I have to get rid of the cover, and I didn't want to do that. So I was like, you know what, I'll just take the scrap leather that I have, make this, and then if I really like an A6 size, then I'll purchase a really good quality cover for it. But for now, I'm just gonna, mess around with this year and see if I like it. Nonetheless, on the inside, you have my Hobonichi Techo. This is in Avec, if you can see through the thickness. It's super thin, and it only houses the first 6 months. The first thing you're greeted with is this really pretty leopard. I found this at my local art store. It was like a poster print, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna cut that up and put it on my Hobonichi, because quite frankly, the Avec Hobonichi colors are not to my taste. Unfortunately, they're really not. I don't like them at all. So I ended up covering the cover in totality So it's covered on both sides, and then if you look on the inside, if I can pick up the inside, it's also covered on the inside as well. And I did not glue the cover on it. As you can see, it's a bit slippery. It's just your basic paper cover. On the inside here, I have a quality of life journal because that's what it is. This is terrible right now. I actually so proudly have used all of my washi tape and all of my stickers for 2024, which is, I'm very, very excited. I do have a new shipment of stickers coming in, but they're not here yet. So we're just gonna deal with this godforsaken title at the current moment. But nonetheless, that's what this is. This is my quality of life journal. What does this encompass? It encompasses everything that has to do with sort of the Socrates trilogy, which is like mind, body, and soul. That is what I'm basically cataloging in this journal. Nonetheless, let's move on to the next page. The next spread is actually the overall calendar for 2025. For this, I'm doing the exact same thing that other people on the internet is doing, and that is a period tracker. I didn't have any place I could put it on this. I mean, A6 is a bit small. I did put period tracker here, and I did not like it. So as you can see, it's covered with a piece of sticker. So I thought to myself, what's a luxurious way of putting a title? So I did a flap out. Now this is actually also Japanese wrapping paper. You're going to see it a lot because I have so much of it. I bought a pack and I am struggling to get through the pack. So it's going to be everywhere in every spread in all of my notebooks, just because I just really want to start like really getting through it. Nonetheless, as you can see, it has a period tracker, and then instead of covering the 2024 and the 2026 calendar, I decided to make it into a folder. I don't like putting a folder on the cover because every time I open the notebook, it's very, it's too heavy, first of all. And the second thing is things tend to fall out when I have this movement. But putting a envelope or a folder or a pocket on the inside like this makes it very easy for me to just grab everything before I flip the next page, so I don't have to deal with things falling out. What do I have in this pocket? I have additional tab stickers, which are for the next 6 months, and then I also have a perfume paper. It's basically a cheat of the incense paper that I don't think I can get in America, but they do sell it in Japan, which is a piece of paper that is infused with incense or has incense in between two layers. And this smells absolutely wonderful. I sprayed my favorite perfume on this, and it smells absolutely wonderful every time I open my notebook. I love having this. Oh wow, that smells amazing. But it's it can also double as a bookmark. And I just really like having that pleasure of opening your notebook. I literally smell like white florals every time I open my notebook now, and I really, really like that. I'm going to make a lot more of these in the future. I'm gonna stick them everywhere because they're just such, oh my god, they're such a pleasure to like use. Now, the next spread is that index overview. I used it like everybody else. I'm using it as a tracker. I don't have, again, I ran out of my washi, I ran out of stickers, so this is just gonna sit here till that shipment gets in. But nonetheless, I'm doing your basic tracker. So I have exercise here, I have going outside, I have gardening, because those are things that add to quality of life for me. Moving on to the next spread is my exercise tracker, or I should say diet and exercise tracker. This is, the monthly pages are going to be exclusively for exercise and diet, because I just want to keep everything in one place when it comes to diet and exercise, and I don't want anything that's extremely complicated. But this might look a little complicated. So zooming in here, I have a key that tracks water, sugar, and carbs. And then I have LCA5, which means legs, core, abs, and a 5K run. I also have my weight, and then this is how it looks in pictorial form, which is for every box is like a cup of water, and for every box of sugar and carbs, it's basically if my meal included any simple carbs or simple sugars, because I feel like those are the things that affect my diet. If I'm having oatmeal, I'm not adding it to this list. Then for legs, I have every box is a set. Now this is arbitrary. This is just, how I'm expecting things to look like. But for every box is a set. And for every 5, this is a 5-kilometer run. For every box is a kilometer. And that's how I'm basically tracking. And then on the other side, on this large margin here is my weight. And then of course you got like the dots. But nonetheless, that is my exercise tracker at the current moment. The next layouts are my dailies. Now this is just going to be basic writing, but for every month I have every intention of putting a little spread here of some sort. Maybe a picture, maybe it's stickers, but for now I just put this one, which is really cute. And if you can see, it says, "Indeed, what is to come will be better for you than what has gone." And I think that having those little reminder stickers are going to be very cute. Nonetheless, that is what I plan on doing for my quality of life planner. Next is actually the freebie that came in, and for me, this is just an additional supplement. So this is my health and wellness journal. If I need extra pages like grocery lists or recipe ideas or even exercise and diet, anything that is like that can go here. And that includes like quality of life as well, like if I'm not going outside enough, or if I have any ideas for exercising outside, or if I have ideas that I think will help improve the quality of my life, will probably go in this journal. Nonetheless, that is my quality of life journal. Moving on to the next one. Next is my travel journal. Now this is September leather. When I was looking to purchase a travel journal, I have never used a A5 slim size. As you can see, it seems that I have some sort of notebook phobia when it comes to trying new sizes. But nonetheless, I purchased this before I went on a trip to Europe, and I love this. The one problem is when I came back home, I never used it again. It just sat on my shelf and never saw the light of day again. So I want to I want to make this purposeful again. And so what I'm using this as is an everyday junk journal. I wouldn't call it a junk journal. It's just whatever I want to do, I'm just going to do it in here. No rules, no expectations, just whatever I want under the sun. Going on inside, I just have a basic craft folder that is empty at the current moment. So as I go through the year and I have things that I'm collecting, it'll go in this particular craft folder. And then the next I have is the Galen Leather travel journal insert. Now, I must give you a disclaimer. Do not buy this if you want to use this as an insert. This is just way too bulky. It's not gonna work for you. I'm sorry, but it's just too big, it's too thick, it's very well made. Very, 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 very well made, but it's just too thick. And if you were to put this in a regular Traveler's Company journal by Traveler's Company, did I say that correctly? I don't know. Nonetheless, it's going to take up a lot of room. I highly suggest, if you are interested in this particular insert, buy it as a standalone and put your weeks in it. Put like week size notebooks. I used it for my weeks a couple of years ago and it's so beautiful. I think there's a lot of people on the internet who do use this as a cover for their weeks, and it's so nice. It is more expensive than a lot of other products that you'll find. Now, the only reason why I have it in here is because with the September leather, you get a really thick, fat bind. And so I have room for it. But everybody else who has the thinner Travelers Company journal notebooks in the standard size, you're gonna struggle. You're gonna struggle a lot. Nonetheless, going on the inside, I have a few stickers sitting here. I have a emergency credit card because this is a wallet insert and I should have money in my wallet at all times, in my opinion. I have a fountain pen sitting here, and I also have the Galen Leather, is this the protractor or all-in-one tool? It's a brass tool that has basically everything in it. I love this. For me, it's really a good overall handy tool. And then I also have like a basic a Westcon ruler. That is like your, basic cork back stainless steel metal ruler that just lives as well with this. I also have to mention the reason why this fits here is because this is broken. What happened with this particular insert is that the fabric on the inside that's supposed to be like glued in kind of is not glued anymore. And so now I have this piece of fabric that's just, sticking in here. So I don't know what to do with it. I don't know how to fix it. And so I've just, let it decay. Yeah. Moving on. I also have inserts that I made. I just took scrap paper that I had and I made a basic insert out of them. I do saddle stitch all of my notebooks because I really like it. I feel like it bumps up the quality of your notebooks. I have 2 inserts that are waiting to be filled with whatever I please, because guess what? This is the no rules journal that I'm keeping. And then on the other side, yeah, this one's used, by the way. And then on the other side is the continuation of that Galen Leather notebook, and here I keep, you guessed it, money. I really love this for like my cafe budget. For me, it's very important to have coffee money. I want to do cafe hopping. I want to journal going to nice fancy cafes. And so in order to do that, I think I'm gonna have a cafe budget, and that is what sits in here. And then on the end of my travel journal, I have a black paper folder that I made myself with an additional insert. I mean, you can't have too many inserts in my opinion. They also follow the same scrap paper dilemma. So I have all kinds of paper in here. I have trace paper, I have rice paper, anything and everything. That is my everything junk journal for 2025. So cute. I love this. So nice. Moving on to the next one. The next one is my Kimbor. This is really nice. Now, I'm going to give you a disclaimer. The bind is a little, leaves things to be desired, that's for sure. It's a little weak. It's very weak, actually. I like this planner. I think that if you're looking for a cheap alternative and you can't get your hands on Hobonichi, this is great. This is fantastic. It's nice. It's got like this faux leather. It's got a simple design. It's a really nice looking book. It's got like the gold foil, which is really pretty. It's nice. What I'm using this is actually a commonplace notebook. I didn't know that I was doing commonplace till it kind of popped up on my feed, but apparently I've been doing commonplace notebooks for a very long time. But I want to be a little bit more strategic. I want to be a little bit more intentional. And what better way to do that than to do commonplace 365 days a year. Sounds like a really great idea, right? Nonetheless, let's go ahead and open it up. You are greeted with this shiny, metallic, mermaidy. I think that's a word. I'm not sure. We're gonna have to look it up later. You're greeted with this mermaidy binding page. This is so pretty to me. I love this paper. Look at that. It is so gorgeous in my opinion. I love looking at this, which is why I haven't put anything on it, because I just like it the way it is. But nonetheless, I did use a paper clip to bind the first couple of pages. Let me go ahead and just show you what that looks like. As you can see, it's the 2025 Techo, and I just went and used a paper clip to put it together like this. Again, like nothing new. I've used another pocket in here that I made myself. I think I really like pockets. I was successful in one planner and I was like, you know what, let's just do it for everything. And that's exactly what I've done. Again, I've also added a perfume stick that smells, this one smells like, oh my god, this one smells like orange blossom and spices because this is like a commonplace archival kind of notebook. I thought spice and smokiness and the orange blossom would be really, really pretty with this notebook, and it does smell fantastic. What I also have are these index stickers that I plan on using inside my commonplace. I never reach for these. I no longer read physical books. All of my books are ebooks now, just to save space, and for also because I want to take my books wherever I want to. So if I'm going to a cafe, if I'm going to the library, I don't have to lug books around. It's really convenient for me. So these kind of became very useless for me, so I decided to use it here. The next page is very much that calendar overview that comes with every planner. So I took another piece of Japanese wrapping paper. I'm telling you, it's everywhere. I actually added a key, and I'm going to put a check mark for every day that I actually implement what I learn. As lovely as taking notes are, I have every intention of taking what I learned and putting it into some productive use. Nonetheless, I also cut out a piece of paper, scrap paper, and put it as notes just to cover those Chinese holidays. And that basically just gets covered like so. Moving on to the next page, which is the index pages. Once I start this notebook, then I will add the subjects that I learned. Anyway, so this will basically work as a normal index. And I also added this really cute, absolutely adorable piece of, you guessed it, more Japanese wrapping paper. I'm going to use it. I swear I'm going to use all of it. I'm going to finish it up this year. You have no idea. Nonetheless, what I'm actually using this for is for all the subjects that I want to learn. So let's say I'm going through my commonplace notebook and I'm like, you know what? I don't know what I want to learn today, but I do have learning goals in particular. So having a little flap that kind of gives me a little bit of inspiration onto what to learn is, I think, a really nice idea. Moving on to the next section, which is the monthlies. And actually, this is where all the reading cataloging, to be honest, a lot of my commonplace notes come from YouTube videos. And I kind of want to break the habit a little bit because, quite frankly, all of my work is on a computer. And as you can see here, I have a little key that will have the subject color, the pages read, important point to remember or implement, and then a key understanding that there's one page per block. And that is basically what I have for my monthlies. Again, it's very, very empty. That is because I have no washi tape and I have no stickers. I have used everything up. And so I have to wait till my shipment comes in. Now going on to my daily pages, to show you what this actually originally looked like, looks like this. You have the month, you have the year, and then you have just open lines to write whatever you want. But for me, I've decided to use this as a simple overview of what I plan on learning that month. Nonetheless, that is my commonplace notebook for this year. Moving on to the next planner. Now this planner is my bread and butter. This is a Hobonichi Cousin in the A5 size in the Avec style. The first thing you're greeted with is this beautiful wrapping paper, and it's the same wrapping paper that I used in my Quality of Life planner. And as you can see, they make a beautiful pair together. Now, of course, I've done the same thing with wrapping the entire cover. And of course, it's not adhesive, thankfully, so it can move and bend depending on how the planner grows. Nonetheless, moving on the inside, we have the overall 2025 overview calendar. Again, I have a pocket. In the pocket, again, I have a wonderful, beautiful perfume card paper. Oh my God, this one smells delicious. It smells fruity, sweet, absolutely delectable in my opinion. And also I have additional stickers in here. I have some dated stickers that I will use depending on my needs. And I also have a little key. Zooming in, it has the days that done, days paid, and holidays. So it's really cute, super satisfying, and it's just a great way for me to reorient my time in the year. The next is the tracker page. I did it like everybody else does. I'm using it as a basic work plan tracker. It's nothing special. It has the things that I need to get done every single day. And then on the top here, I have accomplishments. So every month, I'm going to write down 3 accomplishments that I can be proud of for that month. The next is actually my monthlies. I have focus hours on the top just to make sure that I'm putting time and effort to my projects. I have the same key that was on the overall 2025, and then I also have an additional key for the things that I want to track, like money made, money spent, and a few of the wins and losses that I had that day. A very basic, a very simple, but very functional way of using my monthly spreads. Moving on to the next is the weeklies. For the weeklies, I'm doing something very simple. I'm only doing work reflections. It's basically me doing a journal log of how my day went. You know, did I have challenges? Did I work through those challenges? Did I make mistakes? And what did I do to fix those mistakes? And then I have a section for special notes, which is basically things that are particularly important to do that week. Turn the page to a new year. Now for this spread, I actually wrote my yearly goals, then putting my intentions and expectations. Now, there's a lot of times where we put goals and we just don't stick to them, and I am no stranger to that. So for me, I wanted to have a page where I can look at my goals again and again and remind myself where I'm headed for the year of 2025. Next is the beginning of January. I haven't added anything here. This is basically where I wanted to put the vision board. I'm still thinking about it. I have a lot of ideas for this. And then of course you go into the daily pages, in which I haven't set up yet. Towards the end of the planner, you are given some grid paper sheets. And this is actually where I'm going to do a reflection of the first 6 months of the year. I kept this as an empty page to do something that's very similar to like my intentions and expectations. This is just the flip side of time towards the end, where I've gone through the 6 months and I can look at my progress and see, did I execute on the things that I told myself I would execute on? And that is the end of my work and productivity journal. Last but not least, my last notebook / journal of 2025. And this is a sketchbook. I have abandoned sketching for a very long time. I let work get in the way. I let my personal goals get in the way. I never went back. And I want to change that. So for 2025, I will be doing a page a day. And I know this is just a really boring moleskin that is dotted. I saw this at my local discount store and I was like, you know what? I want to give these a shot. And that is exactly what I'm doing this year. This actually came in a pack of 3. The only one I'm showing you now is just the first one. because there's no way this is gonna last me an entire year if I'm doing a page a day. But this is the first book of this year. That is the end of my insane lineup for 2025. I mean, I think people have, more complex lineups, but for me, this is a new animal. I am trying things for the first time this year that I haven't tried before, and I want to see how it goes. I want to see if I can basically keep up with all of this, first thing. And the second thing is to see if it actually changes my life for the better, because I feel like that's why we keep all of this stuff, because we want to add more to our life than we had before. And I'm very excited, and I very much anticipate for what is to come. Nonetheless, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.